What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Wizards of Amazon podcast, where we cover all things private label. My name is Carlos Alvarez, and I will be your host for this show. And today I have what I'm hoping is a new friend, but somebody with the most amazing tool I have ever seen in my 13 full years of selling full-time on Amazon, Omar Farook from Glorify. Omar, what's going on?
Hey guys, how's it going? How you doing, Carlos?
Definitely. I'm first of all, a huge thanks that you took the time in your busy schedule to come on this podcast. I know you're in the middle of I guess we could still call it a launch. Is that fair?
Yeah, definitely. We're still in early stages of our launch, which is, overwhelming, but exciting.
And the tool is Glorify app. I'm going to be using it interchangeably. You told me that was okay. Before just letting you loose here, I want to say that this might be the only time I ever have a podcast episode that's talking about a tool, but I was that impressed that I felt we needed to get this out there immediately. I've already mentioned to you, Omar, before we went live, that I'm going to try to get you to do Facebook Live, even for the group, so we have more of a visual to go with this, because it is a design thing after all. Before getting to, and let me say this, I immediately cut Canva. I cut other design tools that I had. This has turned into a savings for me, and it's 10 times better from what I had. But before diving too deep into that, do you mind introducing yourself to my listeners and a little bit about you and how we wound up here with Glorify?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks again, Carlos. I have to say, it's exciting to do this podcast with you, and I was just really chuffed to be invited to this. And as mentioned, so just a little bit about myself. So where can I start? Wow. Well, a little bit of introduction to how I got into entrepreneurship, I'd say, is I was working, my core sort of background and education is motion design. So I graduated as a motion designer. I've been a creative sort of personality my whole life. I've been creating things since I can remember, but motion design is what I actually ended up being my sort of expertise that I focused on in university. I graduated that and worked in broadcast for some time. Now, broadcast pays pretty well, as some of you guys might know, but it still wasn't sort of, I didn't feel that ownership. I wanted to have, I knew entrepreneurs and friends that took the entrepreneurship path, but I just I didn't find any sort of openings for me to kind of get into that. Finally, this exciting sort of model got it sort of introduced within London, the London entrepreneurship community, which was the Amazon FBA model. So when I took a peek at that, I thought, hey, this is quite easy to understand, because most sort of business models that I looked into before were quite complicated, and I just couldn't really wrap my head around it. But this was really simple. I mean, you just source products from China, you send it to Amazon, you start selling it under your own brand. I mean, it's that simple. And I just got really excited about it, because the idea of handpicking this product that you could potentially believe in, and of course doing some research behind it to see if it actually would sell. And then finally, private labeling it with your own brand I think that's just I don't know, super exciting for me.
Yeah, that's about as much ownership as you can get at that point. It's all exactly on you.
And like, most of the work is done for you, because you're literally sourcing a product that is fully functional already. And you can also kind of diversify or differentiate from other customers by adding your own sort of personal touch with not just your brand, but other add-ons and whatnot. So the model was just, I was thrilled about the model. I joined the Amazon community and I was introduced to the course. A lot of you guys probably are familiar with Amazing Selling Machine.
Absolutely.
Jumped straight into it, head first, dived into it, and started just consuming all of the content to heart, and I applied every single thing. Now, surprisingly, when it got to the part where I launched my product and actually got it into the list, got it into Amazon, with the product listing completely, fleshed out, it was not long before, like, I was quite surprised. I didn't think it would be this fast, but I sold out all my units within like 2 months or a month.
It's a good problem to have, man.
No, of course it was, but I was thrilled, and I thought, like, what am I doing different? And one of the lucky things that I was equipped with was I was able to design my own images, right? So just by designing, and the way I kind of looked at designing product images was slightly different to most people. I mean, Amazon Amazing Selling Machine had their own training on this, which was definitely helpful. me coming from a motion design background, I'm used to sort of trying to sort of, captivate audiences through visuals. That's my job. I did that in broadcast and TV, and the way you look at things is you kind of see everything as a storyboard, and this is the same for any type of visual, visual communication, like whether it's done in animation, video, whether it's just still advertising, like imagery. It's the same concept. And the way you look at it is you look at a hierarchy, you look at storytelling, and you look at sort of sequential information. So everything has to be done in a way that the customer or the person viewing the visual piece has to be like very easy to consume for the mind, and also very engaging. So how do you do that? So the practice that I utilized for my product images was the same practice I use in motion design. I storyboarded everything. I storyboarded everything A to Z. So like the first image to me, just like a storyboard for like maybe an animation or a movie or a story, is a front cover, right? So that first image is my front cover. The second image is like an introduction, right? So it's like a prelude. It's like just sort of embracing yourself for this amazing journey, just setting the scene. Then the next images is kind of the excitement, the dopamine of the product. It's those, you have the front cover, you have the introduction, and now you need to get thrown in the deep end of this amazing story of this product, right? So the dopamine kicks in, and you start to consume each of the. And one of the biggest mistakes I found with a lot of product listings was that people were like stuffing features and images. So I call it feature stuffing. Like they just throw in as many features into one image as possible, and there's no sequence to the images. There's random feature after random feature, right? So the way I looked at it was that you need to. A story has a beginning, middle, and the end, and everything is done in an orderly fashion. So that's how I did it. So I kind of
you're blowing my mind here. I think in like 3 minutes I jotted down a note. Call a meeting. We're revisiting the way we're doing our photos. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Absolutely. Well, since this is the way I looked at it, was that the middle had to be very profound. So it had to be sequential and in a way that it's easy for the viewer to consume. And the ending is just as important as the beginning. So typically, if you look at the psychology of a buyer, they come on a product, any product listing, even if it's on any website other than Amazon. It could be on Etsy,
Airbnb,
eBay. Yeah, exactly. But the psychology and the process is the same. The buyer comes onto the product listing, and the first sort of I'm looking for the best word here, is the instinct. The first instinct for the buyers to just click. They go through the copy is important without a doubt, but it's those images that really have an impact. If you agree with me here, Carlos, or not?
No, I'm agreeing with you. You can have an amazing product, you can have great copy. If your images are off, you have a dud.
Exactly.
It's not going to sell. This isn't a store where you walk in and you grab it from the shelf. And this is critical. Images are critical. Yeah.
Without a doubt. And you have to imagine, like, the buyers here are entrusting this brand or this product just through the images alone. They can't touch. There's nothing tangible. They can't hold it and feel it and just inspect it in that way. So the images have to do all of the work for you in terms of the experience of that product. So the ending, like I said, just to finish off the image sequence strategy, is that the ending is just as important at the beginning. So you start off with a cover, and then, like, just like any movie, or just say like any story or storyboard, you end with a bang, like with a positive ending. In this case, a happy ending, right? So that's the way I looked at it. And it was amazing to know that I sold out all my units within the first month. My results was kind of almost publicized within the Amazon community in London. So I had multiple people kind of requesting this as a service for them eventually.
I bet.
Yeah. So what actually turned out to be, just a sort of one-off side business I was kind of freelancing over the side of my Amazon business. Mainly through excitement. It was very fulfilling to help. Firstly, it was like my friends approaching me, and then the network effect started happening, and more people started getting excited about it and coming seeking out my services. So eventually what just turned out to be like a service / hobby eventually became almost like a side business. And I turned that into an agency, which is still running today. It's called Mosaic. It's been running for about 4 years now. And I started hiring and outsourcing, and it became almost like I'd say 6 to 7 person team. And it was just really exciting. We were, eventually that business, the agency business, outgrew my Amazon business. So I kind of passed that. I had a partner in the Amazon business that was helping me eventually, who joined later on. And I just kind of sold that business to him and continued my agency business. Because at the end of the day, I'm a designer. I find a lot more fulfillment in the creative process than selling physical products.
Yeah, it's your zone of genius.
Exactly. Yeah. So I thought, take this as an opportunity and serve the Amazon industry by creating amazing images. And the results that I got for people were outstanding. So one of my first clients that I worked on was selling, he was actually featured in the Amazing Selling Machine newsletter. But his product was a vegetable slicer. And I think overnight, his conversions just by updating his images increased by like 100%, right? It was, we've got sales graphs as well. And I use this a lot in my pitches with clients at the time, is that, look, this is the results that we aim to get for you. Is that overnight, we hope for businesses to see results overnight. That's, as soon as you update the images, you need to see that difference. I mean, if not, then what's the point? So so that's where sort of our agency model started kicking in. Eventually, what happened with our agency model was that we had influx of clients joining us, and due to high demand, we started sort of raising our prices. And as we raised our prices, we naturally had to kind of shave off a lot of our clientele. So we were only working with a few sort of selected 7-figure and 8-figure businesses. And that was great, but we still had a lot of people knocking on our door to continue, using our services, requesting to use our services. But we actually had to, naturally had to turn them down consistently. And that for me was a little bit slightly heartbreaking, because eventually what I felt like was, I was working with just probably about a handful of 7 and 8-figure businesses. They were probably like 4 of them. And when you're operating in that zone for quite some time, it gets a bit boring. There's the passion starts dying down, because they're kind of established companies. And when you work with established companies, the excitement of creating amazing results sort of starts to drown,
You lose that day one mentality.
Exactly. And I missed, because when I started the Amazon business, I was just thrown in the deep end with all of these amazing entrepreneurs, passionate, people spending their life savings on sourcing products and whatnot, so that environment, just that risk, that passion, that drive, I missed that. And I eventually, within in the space of 4 years, I found myself just kind of working with just a few selected, like I said, 7 to 8-figure clients. They were established, they had warehouses and whatnot. And so for me, it was just not fulfilling enough. So then I thought, hey, look, we have this process, what we call image strategy, by the way, the process I described of creating story-driven product imagery is called image strategy. We have a very detailed, explanation of how that process works. I don't know if I have time to explain that in this podcast today.
Oh no, you run with it. If you want to go, we definitely want to hear it. Yeah, we'll get to Glorify. Cool. That sounds like gold right there.
I'll try my best to slot it in. At least they summarize. It's quite lengthy, the process, but I'll try to summarize as much as I can. But going back to the 8-figure clients, sorry, I lost my train of thought there.
No, that's fine. You're with the 7, 8-figure clients. It's getting stale. They've lost that one mentality, and you're feeling, you're not really able to serve these other sellers that have that day one mentality.
Exactly. Thanks there. So going back to the image strategy, so we had a process that we kept using for all of our clients, and to us, it's like a winning process. It's a formula. It works. You give it to any creative director or designer or Amazon marketing strategist. They'll get it. They'll understand why it works. And it's a well documented process, and we apply this all the time. So we thought, we can give the process to an Amazon seller, but then you still need the right designer to execute on it, right? So we thought, like, how can we automate this for these new startups that are trying to enter into Amazon with a very limited budget? Like most Amazon sellers, you will know, Carlos, they start off, they spend an ample amount of their budget on sourcing the products, on getting them to Amazon, and then finally testing the market, and that fails, and then go on to the next product. That's typically how most Amazon sellers start. Like, it's not always the first product that will work, and if it is, then they're just they're unlucky, right?
Right.
But that's the reality thing. So and after all of that money's been spent, like spending that on a design agency, a design firm, or a premium graphic designer it's just too costly. Like, you've already spent like most of your money on sourcing the product and the marketing and the costs that come afterwards. Now, if you go and hire a cheaper designer, someone that is more affordable, then you can't expect to have amazing results. You can't summon the sun and the moon for $100. Like, no one's going to deliver that for you. So we knew we had the resources, we knew we had the knowledge to give people to give early Amazon sellers to actually create amazing images, but they needed the right designers to execute it. So this is why we started Glorify, our software. So Glorify is a sort of a template-based design tool that really takes the whole Amazon design strategy and automates it for you as much as possible through easy to use and customizable templates. Literally pick a template based on your niche, based on your theme, and you drop your product on there. You can, one of the biggest headaches of any e-commerce entrepreneur is, taking product photos and then having to strip the background off the product photo. We've integrated Clipping Magic, which is a magical background remover tool that, you can literally add onto the canvas and then strip off the background with just a couple of clicks, and then once it's in your template, you can start, calling out features. You can start giving it a shadow. You can give it a reflection. You can just really make your product pop with just a couple of clicks. And that's the idea of where Glorify came from, the birth of Glorify. So
a true story. When we implemented Glorify in-house, we have one or two people that we work with a lot of images, and that's all they do is strip out backgrounds. That's it. And one of them messaged me when I was letting everybody know. I was like, listen, I need you guys to stress test this tool. I need you to like put it through the paces, break it. I need you to do it fast before we totally jump ship, because if I'm right, this is where we're going. Like, the future right here is Glorify. And so they were doing it. And all of a sudden the messages in our base camp is, oh my God, look at this. And they just drew this line identical to what's in the video, isolated the product, and just poof, background's gone, eliminated. Perfect. Everything we wanted. So this guy messages me, and he's been with me forever. He goes, does this mean I don't have a job? We found something else for him, but yeah, it's really that easy.
Yeah. I mean, we can't take 100% credit for that tool. I'll be very transparent here. It's an integration with an amazing company that we got. What's unique about what we do is that, because once you crop the product, you need an amazing template and tools to kind of further enhance it, and that's where we focus. So the great thing about our tool is that we have a direct integration with the magical background remover, and we're also going to kind of implement batch processing soon. So if you have a range of product images, you just drop it into our software and it'll crop all of them automated. So you don't even have to draw the lines eventually, right? So we're working on some of those concepts, which is soon to be released. The main focus here is what I described earlier, which is the image strategy, right? So we fleshed out templates, and we're fleshing out more of them, which, what I described previously, which is your introduction image, your feature image, and your everything that comes in between. So that whole 7 to 9 image carousel that the opportunity you have on Amazon is highly important, and we've got the templates for you on Glorify. All of it fleshed out with those same strategies in there. So, so if you want a feature call out, you do it in Glorify. You can literally pop your product on a call out image, and you have tools that will annotate, sort of lines and point at little features, and then you can then blow up that feature with Glorify. So you can kind of call it out, zoom into that specific feature, and explain it, via a little bit of body text, kind of saying, hey,
It's
this is
insane.
what this feature
Yeah,
does.
it's literally magic. It's insane, and I don't even have to go through the like. Yeah, it's so easy to do. I'm over here like just I got chills.
Awesome. Yeah. So that's that's what Glorify does now. Now, how does this sort of expand further into is it just the product images, just the image strategy? No, it's not. We actually made Glorify an all-rounded e-commerce design tool. So like, let me explain. So a lot of you guys probably are familiar with the strategy. You add bonuses onto with your product offering. Some of the biggest differentiation points is adding a bonus product. And one of the biggest bonus products you can add, and the most easiest barrier to entries to adding a bonus product, is something like an ebook, for example, right? So the great thing about Glorify is that once you, number one, select your template based on niche, based on theme. So if you're, for example, selling headphones and it's headphones. So that comes under electronics. But not only that, the theme and the style of that headphones is kind of futuristic. It's got that kind of, maybe it's got a minimalistic style. Then you can categorize your templates based on that specific theme, that style. So you can start filtering templates. So the problem with a lot of design tools is that, as much as I love some of the tools that you mentioned, Canva, there's other tools like Crello, Artboard Studio. These are, by the way, I love these tools. They're great tools.
Absolutely.
I think they're absolutely awesome. And they're actually, like, Canva pioneered this whole idea of, that layout that a lot of design tools are currently using. The whole layout is pioneered by Canva, right? So they kind of set the stage for this market to work. Now, what's different about Glorify? Really, we're kind of focusing on e-commerce. Now, Canva and tools alike, their main sort of purpose is to help the world and empower the world to design. So if you're creating, flyers for your event, if you're creating a birthday card for your grandmother, if you're creating a little collage, a family photo collage, or even some marketing materials, you got Canva and tools alike. They're great for that. The difference about with Glorify is that our templates and our tools help you sell products, right? So once, like I said, I was describing, you got your niche, you got your theme, you select that specific template for that pair of headphones I described. You can now find all of the assets of that one template. They're bundled into all of the assets that you need. So that it's like a master bundle, where if you found the right product templates that or set or bundle that you like, you have the matching ebook for it. You have the matching Facebook advert for it. You have the matching YouTube thumbnail for it. So
already sized. Everything's sized perfectly for everything you need.
Yeah, all of it, in the exact size and format, exactly how you need. Not just, but a lot of people make the mistake of just simply resizing it. Not only have we resized the templates to fit every use case, but it's also sort of
fully optimized,
purpose-driven, right? So when I say purpose-driven, it's it's built for that specific use case. It's like when you take a Facebook advert, you can't just resize the image that you're working on. You got to consider a 20% text rule. You got to consider, okay, where am I marketing? If my main audience is in the US, then they read in English, so the text should be on the left and the product should be on the right, that kind of thing. So we've really optimized all of our content, our designs for the e-commerce entrepreneur, let alone the Amazon seller. So it is an e-commerce all-rounded tool.
Yeah, something I was really excited about with the ebook, and I haven't had a chance to go through the entire process for what I'm about to say, is one of the not so common strategies that I've used as a private label seller of 13 years is I like to use, Kindle and Create Space on the actual print on demand book side on Amazon as a form of lead generation, because I can include links in these ebooks and stuff like that and just upload them to KDP. But here I'm seeing that I no longer, like, my entire process of creating this is going to be totally different now, much more affordable, much more seamless. It's going to look 10 times better because the whole design element of it is pretty much done. It's done for me. It's It's very it made the process extremely cookie cutter for someone that doesn't have the design skills, and as I like to say, can barely match his clothes. This is a godsend. Like, this is amazing. Yeah.
No, that's awesome, man. Yeah, you mentioned, again, yourself, which, like you said, it's a cookie cutter process, and it helps the entrepreneur without any design skills, of course. And that's the focus. It's that, it's that barrier to entry because you don't have the skills. You have the vision, you have the ideas, and you have, the drive, but you don't have the tools to execute on it. And this is where Glorify comes in, just like many other entrepreneur tools out there. You've got marketing tools, you've got website builder tools and whatnot that can help you the process. Like, one of the arguments I had is that, check out sites like Shopify, for instance, right? You got an easy tool for you to instantly create your Shopify website, but you don't have the complementary tool that can help you create the graphics for it. So you still need to hire someone eventually. Okay, the problem solved. You don't need a web developer, but you still have to hire someone to create your product images. So this is where we're really coming in to solve that problem. Again, like, we have made the tool very intuitive as much as we can, and we're constantly improving on it. I will say myself first, like, a lot of people love it, enjoy it, and we keep getting, a lot of positive feedback about it. But I'm not content with it just yet. Like, for me, it hasn't reached that bar. Like, I won't stop till it's just above and beyond. Like, and so, like, when most people compliment Glorify and they say it's a wicked tool, to me, it's just, for me, it doesn't move me much because I have a specific vision, and it hasn't not even nearly hit that vision yet. So
I want to be in your head then and see what that vision is, because this does look terrific.
Thanks, man. No, I do appreciate it. Like I said, it's nice to hear those things, but like I said, it hasn't, like, I'm still not content with what Glorify is at the moment, but it definitely is solving a huge problem at the moment, which I'm really happy, and people, the users are just and really, really enjoying it. So yeah, I mean, that's one thing I wanted to also mention. Going back to sort of the user experience, is that, like I said, it's very intuitive, it's very easy to use, and we're constantly improving on it. And we keep getting, like, there already has been some use cases with, not just Amazon sellers, but a whole plethora of non-designers using Glorify and churning out images at will.
Can you share a few of them?
Yeah, I mean, I can. Do you want me to share my screen, or?
Well, since this is a podcast, well, you know what?
Yeah, of course.
You can share your screen, but we got to talk it out, because this is actually going to be audio.
Absolutely.
Later on, we'll go to YouTube, but.
Absolutely. Well, you know what? Let's avoid sharing the screen. I'll just describe them. Or
Let's definitely do it.
Yeah, I had one of my clients, who we passed this tool on to. He's been using it for his one of his launch product. He just recently launched a product for Bluetooth earbuds, and just overwhelming results with his product images. We the whole process was walked through in terms of sorry, man, I kind of lost my
No, you're good. We're going to switch over to the screen share, but the use case where your partner
I'm trying to think of a better use case, because actually that one might not be as
well. While you're thinking of that use case, can you talk about a little bit about the EBC feature that I see on?
Of course.
Which is insane for private label sellers that have brand registry and can access this.
Absolutely. Okay. Yeah. So another exciting feature, of course, that we have, again, for Amazon sellers is the EBC. Like, so EBC, enhanced brand content, is just another opportunity for any Amazon brand to present an even deeper and more profound story of your product, and, like, don't ever look at just your images as just, candy or eye candy. It's not just eye candy. It is that, but it's more than that. It's an opportunity to tell something profound about your product, right? So you got those 7 images as an opportunity, but when you come then, if you get through the registration process on Amazon and you qualify for enhanced brand content, which a lot of brands do now, you got that opportunity to present your brand in a more profound way. You got those beautiful banner size and so very customizable layouts that Amazon offer you to, again, further present your brand. And we've got the templates for you there as well. Again, strategically thought of in terms of layout, in terms of size, in terms of, content even. So these templates, again, based on category, based on niche, based on theme, you can pick the template that's a perfect match for your product and start churning out your enhanced brand content, So again, it's just a huge opportunity to maximize your ROI by presenting your brand in a profound way.
Absolutely. And I'm looking at the templates right now while we're talking, and I dropped on one that I identified this particular and I don't know if this is where you guys got it from, but I'm identifying the layout on this of one of my best competitors using this. And I was just, this is really, I take a screenshot, I send it to someone. I was like, look, this is what I'm going for. I love remember, I don't speak design. So I love the spacing. I love this vibe. That's how I'm describing it. And I see it here. It's done. But in this one, it's a VR headset. It's the best gaming experience, 100% original. It's done. I'm drag and drop and I'm done.
Yeah, without a doubt. Exactly. So just simply customize the text, add your brand colors. And oh, by the way, like a really important feature as well that I forgot to mention is, again, cookie cutter, just, making the design process easy for the non-designer. We've got an amazing tool called the Branded. So what Branded does, it's just a button on your top navigation bar. If you, first of all, create a logo, which also we have a logo maker, by the way. The logo maker will generate a logo for you in a matter of seconds. You just add your brand attributes, you add your kind of color preferences, and it exports a logo for you with a unique icon. Now, once you've done your logo, it also saves that color palette. Okay. And by the way, just by suggesting what niche, what attributes your brand needs to have, by giving that data, it's just all multiple choice selection process when you generate your logo. That gives you the suggested color palette that's a perfect match for your brand again. And once you export that, you've got those brand colors accessible all over your, whenever you're designing, whenever you're designing any template. So going back to EBC, if you want to kind of quickly apply your brand on a template, then you got Branded. So Branded will literally, you click it, you choose your brand color and you remix it with your brand colors. And you can keep clicking the remix button to reapply those brand colors so you get multiple results. And once you were happy with a specific result, because color is subjective and color has so many options. And someone who's a non-designer is always going to struggle, what color should I make the text? What color should I make the background? What color do I create this specific decorative shape? So to stop that process, we got Branded. So literally one click, remix it, keep remixing until you get a satisfactory result. People love that feature. And it's something that's very unique to us. You don't have that feature on any other design tool at this given moment.
Yeah, that's amazing. And can you, are you able to yet on Glorify to maybe, like, say I have a branding guidelines created that I did before I started working with Glorify. Am I able to get that into Glorify and brand it and then have that applied to other projects that I work on?
Yeah, great question, Carlos. Of course you can. So we thought that a lot of entrepreneurs may have had their brand already designed out for any reason. And we accommodate that as well. So you just simply go to My Files, upload your logo. And then if you got your color palette, meaning you got the hex code, the RGB code, you just go to My Files and add those swatches in. So you can actually add your brand colors with a couple of clicks again. And once you've added them, it appears on the Branded feature and any other color selection process. So you can create, in summary, you can add your brand guidelines.
Absolutely. And one thing we didn't really touch on is what I noticed is that within the Facebook, so within the social media section for Facebook, there's even some amazing layouts for your group cover. So I know some people that want to start a group or something, and then they're just lost, and they're like, oh, I'm gonna have to spend hours on Upwork or Fiverr, Free Up or something like that, and I'm going to have to get somebody else to create it. That's done.
Exactly. Well, again, we with all of these assets, we really thought about the product and the niche. So if you're going through those templates, we have every format that you can imagine, and we're constantly growing the format. So like you said, Facebook, we got the covers, you got the business page cover, you got the adverts, you got the group covers, you got the event covers. and you got the social media posts, and that extends to Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube. Google Ads now is becoming very popular again.
Story ads, everything.
Exactly. Story ads as well for Instagram. And that again translates to Facebook. So we've got all of the assets there. But what's important is that, again, it's niche oriented. So like if you go and select a template for your particular product, you'll find, like you mentioned events and group cover. The great thing about the group cover is that we have pre-made content just to kind of cut down the thinking for you. So if you got an event for your particular niche and you're, like we mentioned, headphones, then we'll create the complementary group cover for those headphones, So those headphones, a group cover for a pair of headphones, what could that be? It could be, maybe it's a sort of a conference on maybe what do you call it? A pop-up store that is featuring in a specific event of your products. It could be many things. It could be a electronics, reveal event, right? So we have the complementary banner asset for that specific product. So yeah.
No, that's amazing. All right, so what about like a use case? If you're able to share one of somebody using this to go from zero to hero or go rock star with this tool.
Yeah, definitely. So a lot of the people that when we started off, before we launched our product, we actually tested the product with some up and running entrepreneurs that were looking for a similar design tool. And we said, hey, check this out and use it. And some of them were in our network. The results were profound, because as soon as they were able to update their images through our tool, they, again, overnight, results, like if and the process was the best part, is that when they actually go through the process of designing the images on Glorify, they just find it super easy. It's fast, it's efficient, it's fun, and exciting. And one of the most important things about Glorify is that we make the experience delightful, and we're constantly thinking of ways to make it even more delightful. Because you don't want it to be a task. Like if you have a vision, a customer has a vision to execute on a business idea, and they have, like Carlos, you might know this, is that when you have that idea to launch a particular product, you get excited, and you don't want to wait for a designer to show you those ideas. You want to execute on those ideas right away. And that's where Glorify, helps with that. It makes the process really fun. So our clients, that's some of the feedback our clients gave. Is the number one, True Gardens was one of them. They had a Shopify store. They're a couple based in, I believe it's Arizona. They started a boutique essential oil product. They found the process just to be really fun and engaging, because like they said, they had sleepless nights where they can't execute on the ideas, but hey, they don't need to contact the designer to execute on and execute on an idea at 2 a.m. in the morning. They can do it themselves and Glorify. So that was number one. And then the results they got is even more profound, because they're able to not just design images, but design images that gets results from, so when they start doing their marketing, their ads, the customers come on their product listing, they're getting sales, they're increasing ROI, because their images are far better than what they were previously before using Glorify, even if they were to hire a designer in many cases, and
so Glorify is really the bridge between concept and reality.
Exactly. So that's, I would say, the feedback number one. And this was from True Gardens. Check them out. They're a great company. Sorry, just a little bit of a plug there.
Absolutely, go for it, man.
Yeah, so we worked with them to kind of introduce the tool to them. Another, awesome friend of mine, Kevin Leho, who, by the way, is an awesome Amazon seller. Like, just a little bit about him. I've known him for a couple of years. He studied, his expertise is in engineering. So he actually builds his own products and sells them on Amazon. So that's just wicked, isn't it? So like what he does is he finds, sort of middle tiered, like slightly unsaturated markets, like, and not as competitive, I'd say. And I would say like products that are slightly in less demand, and he penetrates that niche by, looking at, feedback, reviews, and introduces a better product that he engineers himself, gets into production through a third-party company, and then launches the product. Now, he's an engineer. He's got 3D design background, so he's got a little bit of a design background, but he can't make graphics, because graphics is a complete different skill set, right? It's not the same as building, fleshing out actual industrial products. So he used to hire us to do this. But then we introduced Glorify. He's checked it out, and he's just, now, again, the process for him, it's just so much easier than how it has been in the past. And he's able to, churn out images really fast. His current revenue since updating his images, and you'll see his case study on our website, is that he generates over 150K per month in revenue. And he believes truly that a huge, at least 50 to 100% of his increase in conversions is due to changing his images. So changing images is powerful, and Glorify will help you get there.
That's perfect. So let's talk a little bit about, I guess, the elephant in the room for most people, because at this point they've heard everything about this. And I think everyone at this point is like, yeah, but I can't afford $5,000 for this tool. Let's talk price. Like, what's going on right now? How does somebody get a hold of this? And I happen to know in the background, they need to act on this. So can you share pricing and how somebody can get a hold of Glorify? Absolutely.
Yeah. So when it comes to Glorify, the pricing, so what's recently happened? We just launched in September. Okay. It's an early adopter launch, and we had a lifetime deal. Now, we had an early bird offer that's currently over, but we still have this. We want to kind of make it easy for people to still enter into the lifetime deal. Because shortly after our early bird offer, we had, still huge amounts of people requesting to gain entry to Glorify at a lifetime cost. Because they just felt that missing the opportunity was just too much of a miss, right? So the current deal is updated. It's still a huge amount of value for the price.
Yeah.
Whereas we're selling it. So the Pro plan, which gives you 100 background removal credits, gives you all access to templates. It gives you access to future upgrades that you're currently working on. So if you go check out our roadmap, we have animated product images coming in, like one-click preset animations to add to your images to just instantly turn it into like a GIF, right? So imagine your product sort of floating in the image, or kind of doing some kind of wicked movement. We have the packaging designer coming up soon. So you can take a packaging template from your Chinese supplier or wherever your supply is from, and upload the template into Glorify. And then you've got that, the die line available. You can now drop pre-made compositions on that packaging to create your custom packaging. So again, template-based packaging design. So that's on the way. So if you come in as an early adopter now, you will get that as a lifetime deal. So you will have all access to all of these features and more. So if you go check out our, there's other features that are coming on the roadmap. There's mock-ups. So if you're doing a digital product, then mock-ups are great. Even a physical product, we got packaging as well, like apparel, like t-shirts, cans, bottles, and whatnot. So there's a lot of future, and just the base tool that you're getting already is super overwhelming. I mean, you have hundreds of templates, niche oriented. You got cool features like I mentioned. So all of that is coming for $127, right? It's a one-time cost, and you get all of that together with
all of that for $127 for life, including updates.
Yeah, exactly. So it's massive value. It's 100 credits and 3 users, by the way. So not only can you use it, but you can invite your VA to use it, so that you don't have to get involved in the process if you don't want to. Just pass it on, delegate, and that's what's going to help you grow faster anyway. And the great thing is that if you do have a VA and like even a designer, we have designers that are familiar with complex tools using Glorify, just because you as the business owner can actually log into Glorify and kind of monitor what your designer is doing, and even take part in that creative process. Like if the designer creates something and you just for any reason need to change the text or the color or whatever other little detail, then you've got that control. You don't have to keep pinging your designer to make every little iteration update, So we've seen that use case, and people love it for that reason too.
Well, the 127 also gets you the 3 team members.
The 3 team members, exactly. Yeah. So again, massive value. You're essentially getting 3 Glorify accounts in one. Like,
Right.
that's the way I see it.
And that's the pro plan.
That's the pro plan, right? Now we have a team plan as well, right? So if you're slightly, been in Amazon or any other e-commerce business for some time, then I would recommend the team plan. It comes with a wicked bonus that, again, highly, highly recommendable and useful. So the team plan comes with 200 background removal credits, naturally, because you might have multiple products. By the way, 100 credits alone, if you're selling one or two or three products, like, it's more than sufficient for even an entrepreneur to even a medium-sized business, right? So that's on the pro plan. So the team plan has 200 credits, double that amount. So you got plenty to work with. And by the way, that replenish for both plans, it replenishes every single month. You also have on the team plan, you have 6 users that you can invite to participate. And finally, you have an awesome add-on with Icons 8, an amazing third-party company partnership that we've done with them to bring some of their creative assets onto our tool. And let me sort of give you a snapshot of what that is. So Glorify, the base plan, the pro plan, has icons. It has a 2 million image resource, like stock images resource, like, everything from illustrations to abstract stuff to photos. So you got that, and you got all of the other creative elements that you need, like icons, shapes, and whatnot. Now, the team plan has this add-on from Icons 8. So what's the difference from their stock assets? Well, let me tell you what it is. So Icons 8, they have icons, but they're not just any kind of icons that you'll get in any stock library. They come in thematic bundles. And what I mean by that is that there's multiple style sets, and each style set has hundreds, if not thousands, of icons within that style. So say there's one, like some of the awesome style sets that Icons 8 comes up for the icons is, you have, for example, cute color. So cute color is like sort of more pastel, great for baby products. And all of the icons are consistent in that one style. So you don't have to, like, the biggest pain in the butt when it comes to selecting design or selecting your creative assets or your icons or your images is having to find something that, if you do it for one image, you want to make sure it matches for the next image and the rest of your images. Like, matching and consistency is so important in branding. And this is why Icons 8 is going to be so valuable to you, because you have, consistent thematic bundles. Like I said, cute color is one of them. You have flat color, you have cute lines, you have these other type of ones. There's glyphs, there's sketchy, there's hand drawn. So these are different styles and themes that you have, and the list is pretty much endless. These are just some of the ones that I personally remember. So you get access to those thematic bundles. Now, the next part of the Icons 8 is the photos. So you also get access. So Icons 8 also produce a massive photo library. Okay, you have 2 million photos on the base plan. Why is Icons 8 important? Well, the difference between Icons 8 and the base plan is that the base plan has just random images. You can search for them, and you can definitely find a lot of a lot of great use out of them. But the Icons 8 comes, again, in a consistent, it's one studio that shot all of those photos. And so you have models, you have objects, and you have backgrounds. And all of those backgrounds are easily compositable, meaning you can create your own scenes with them. So if you want to market your product in a certain way, say, you for any reason, you want to pick a female model, who's, maybe in her 20s, who's maybe perhaps blonde or brunette, or, wears a specific style of clothes, you can find that person. And not only you'll have that same model, you'll have that model in that one pose, you'll have that model in multiple poses, different moods. So that same model will be angry, happy, sad, excited, jumping, skating, whatever you wish. And the great thing about Icons 8 is that this library is always growing. It's like a ever-growing library. So they keep adding more and more to it. You can also, if you, for any reason, you don't find the right human model for you that matches your product, you can actually make a submission on their roadmap, and they'll execute for you. And they have executed on many ideas that people suggest. So the great thing, like I said, the models come in, based on demographic, based on gender, based on age, based on mood, right? So that's the advantage of Icons 8 photos. You have that model, and now that model needs a background, needs objects for them to interact with. So you have those assets as well. all of them are 100% transparent and cropped. So you don't have to do the cropping for you. The models actually crop for you, and you can start compositing these cool scenes. So like our users have been creating all kinds of different scenes with their product, and not only for their product images, but even their marketing. Like imagine having like, you know, you're selling like a baby product and you have a baby super excited in one of them, and then you can split test that same baby model in different moods, you know? So yeah, it's an awesome add-on to have on, I personally think. But
Absolutely.
yeah, it's,
Absolutely.
yeah.
And
So
that plan there, how much is that plan?
right. So the great reveal. So I forgot to mention, of course, the most important thing, how much does that plan cost?
Yeah.
So that plan is a $327
Per month, per week?
one-time cost.
One
It's a
time
one-time
for
cost. A
life.
lifetime. It's a lifetime cost. So the value again is massive, because originally, if you try to add up the value that we're giving, it would cost you $644. Our calculation shows, including that, because you can get the Icons 8 integration on Icons 8, and you had to pay $199 per year on that. So we got the integration directly on our platform. Not only that, you have all of our amazing tools. So the workout and the background removal, the total cost adds up to close to about $644 per year. You get it for $327 for life. So really early adopter. And by the way, we're only capping our early adopter users to 3,000, because it's a resource on us. It's almost like a gift, and also a just a way to kind of give life to this to Glorify. You know, just we want, you know, amazing, passionate users to join our early adopter. Join the early adopter community, so that, you know, they can kind of become sort of the premium users for the lifetime of Glorify. You know, really our early adopters means everything to us, because they're really giving life to us. You know, they're kind of really participating in the development of the product, making suggestions, and it's just an amazing community to be a part of. And if you go check out the community, you'll see just the overwhelming positive vibes that you get from there. You know, people, you know, sharing their results and their learning and their growth. So
yeah, I was just about to say that about the community. The community has, what people are putting out there as examples of things that they're creating with Glorify. It's getting my creative juices flowing on projects that maybe I have on the back burner, because I'm like, you know what, that's going to be a little too much bandwidth from me on the creative side. Let me not deal with that. And it's breathing life into those projects I had on pause. And in addition to that, it's what I really like about the community. It's not a community that's like, let's just say a community on photography, and then there could be animal photography, wedding photography, product photography. No, this is not just a community of Glorify users. It's a Glorify users with creative ideas in e-commerce.
Exactly.
So it's very relevant. You just go in there at any time. It's very active, and it's really what you're doing right now.
Exactly. It is really a platform for people to learn, grow, and get inspired, which is, you know, highly important. You know, like you want to kind of keep those creative juices flowing, like you mentioned, and it's just a great opportunity to do that in the community.
Yeah, the relevancies. I mean, just the relevancy is amazing. If you go to a ClickFunnels or ManyChat, they're amazing. But you could have somebody using or building a bot or building a funnel for a restaurant next to, and the next post, somebody else that's doing it for a service-based product, and then a physical product. Here, it's very hyper-focused, and I love it. Omar, so what, I want to start bringing this to a close to be respectful of your time. What, anything else you want to say to anybody listening, to all my listeners to this podcast about Glorify? How can people reach out, find the communities, and all this other stuff, and take action on Glorify?
Absolutely. Sorry, Carlos, just off record, if you don't mind me asking, do you want me to mention the promo code running at the moment?
Absolutely, mention it. Yeah, that's definitely fine. You can totally put a promo code out there. I just want everybody to take action on Glorify. I appreciate that, though.
Right. Okay. So so let me just figure out a promo code for your group. Can you just come up with a code quickly?
Yeah, wizard. Yeah, we'll put wizards. I'll put wizard, not plural, just wizard. WIZARD. That's fine.
So wizard all caps. Yeah, it has to be all caps, in fact. Okay.
Sure. Yeah, wizard all caps. That'll do it.
Wizard sounds good. Okay. So going back. So what was the last question? So what was the last question?
Let's wait for someone to reach out and take action on the on Glorify, period. Find the communities, buy the tool, everything.
Yeah. So guys, it's really simple. Go to www.glorifyapp.com and you'll find everything that you need. You can also look us up on Facebook. Just simply type Glorify app on your search, and you can't miss that, beautiful G in the blue background. So if you find that, then that's us. And yeah, join the community. It's a public community. You don't have to be a user for Glorify. So you can join that community, see what everyone's talking about, see if it's your vibe, and definitely join. And I know it will be if you're a passionate Amazon seller. And so those are 2 places. We're also on Instagram, so check that out too. Also, I'd like you to offer all of you guys, just again, as a massive thank you to Carlos for bringing me on board. And for all of you guys for listening, we have a promo code to get yourselves a 10% discount on Glorify, the lifetime deal. So simply when you go to checkout, you'll see our 2 plans there. There'll be a big banner prompting you to enter your promo code for that 10% discount. Just type all caps wizard. So all caps wizard, and wizard spelled exactly how it is on the dictionary. So no special spellings here. And it's spelled the same in the UK as in the US. So there's no problems there.
I really appreciate it. That's a discount on an already heavily discounted tool. So I can't ask for more. Thank you so much, Omar. Thank you for coming on the show. I look forward to coordinating with you to have you on the Wizards of Amazon Facebook group with an actual, visual walkthrough and screen share. I appreciate your time. You're amazing. I'm totally like a glorified junkie right now. So thank you.
That's awesome, man. I love what you're doing, Carlos. And, it's just awesome to have a platform where, Amazon sellers can come and, consume this stuff to grow their knowledge base and understand, different strategies to execute on Amazon business. I think what you guys are doing is wonderful. So again, thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. Thank you, man.
Thanks.
Liked what you heard and want to stay connected? Join our Facebook group or find me anywhere on social media at Wizards of Amazon, or text the word Amazon to 69922.